Good evening, family, and thank you for tuning back in. This is episode 3 of my series on how failure was one of my greatest successes. In other words, it was not the success, but the failures that made me as a nurse. And I want you guys to get a pen and write this down because it's going to help you. It's going to help you. This is Nursing Chronicles, and on the last episode, I talked about how God had a plan for my life. No car, no money, no nothing. And I did not have anyone I could study with, but God had a plan. Now listen, I was living on the east side. I still live on the east side. And hold on, I'll be with you in 1 second. I gotta get my donut. Hold on, y'all. We could make this a vlog too. Y'all know how to do this stuff. Hold on. Yes, getting my donut. Gotta have a little something for all this cold. Thank you, baby. Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna get my coffee. We gonna talk. Thank you. I'm trying to learn how to do vlog and the other stuff. Thank you, Slur. Hold on, baby. I know y'all be moving fast, but it's cold. Okay, thanks, baby. Okay, y'all, I'm about to pull over. We about to get into this. It's gonna get gooder. Okay, that's my word, gooder. All right, so now I'm pulling over so I can get to the nitty gritty on this. Like I said, I don't have anything that I need. I do have the car. I should correct that because my friend gave me his car, and that was a big help. He let me use it, so that problem was solved. So the next thing is I'm going to tell you what God did for me, literally, who he sent me. So I'm going to the west side, like I said. Let me see if I can get the lighting better. It might not help. Hold on, y'all. I'm move out this man's way. I don't want to block nobody's driveway these days. You can't do that mess. You'll get yourself hurt. Oh, dude, tripping. Okay, I'm about to pull around, y'all. Because the sun, I'm not in a good position. And they around here tripping. I got to go to a better position so we can talk. Because the lighting is not working for me. But anyway, the point is that I needed some connections. I needed to study with people. So my first clinical was at a hospital that is no longer in existence, called St. Joseph. St. Joseph Hospital was 20 minutes outside of Lorain County, okay? And the clinical started at 8 o'clock. Now, first you need to understand that I am not a morning person. However, when you want something as badly as I wanted nursing school, you make things happen. So, I went to the clinical. I got there at 8 o'clock. I got up real early in the morning. And I'm at the clinical, and I know I got to make something happen. So I see this young lady. She's bright, she's friendly, and she's warm. You ever met somebody that was just, you knew instantly that, I don't know what it was. Again, a lot of this, like I say, it just was God inspired. I believe it was the Holy Spirit, but she's warm, she's inviting. And I asked her, I said, you know, I can't make it to this. Well, let me just tell you that the clinical, it was, well, let me rephrase. I'm gonna have to edit this out. My clinical was at 8 o'clock, and no, the lecture was at 8 and the clinical was at 8 in the evening, and I got out at 10. Long story short, I asked this lady to let me spend the night over at her home. Now remember, this is in the 90s, so while that even then was something you don't do, it wouldn't be like today. So she said, sure. I couldn't believe it. And she said, yeah, you can spend the night and I'll even get up and make you some breakfast. Okay, so hey, from there, that relationship formed what I call, or what we call, I wish some of the people that were there could watch this because they are beautiful souls. The 18, this was our premise, this was our platform. We said, hey, if we can shoot for A's, then at least we will get a C and pass. Because all we wanted to do was pass. We wasn't interested in cum laude, say cum laude, or his brother. We wanted to pass, okay? So we got together at each other's homes. They didn't come to my side of town. I came to their side of town. And I learned Lorain County backwards and forward. If it was Avon Lake, if it was Amherst, I was there. Okay, and when I got to the study groups, we learned each other's weaknesses and strengths. They were very organized. I was a hot mess. They knew whatever my strength was the pathophysiology. I understood that and I could explain it. My weakness was the medications. I hated the medications. In fact, I remember sitting in a circle. We were sitting on the floor and I said, I hate the medications. And my friend said, Robin, you better learn to love those medications because you're going to need to know them. And from that, we began to we made up songs about medications. We did mnemonics. And I remember one of the tests was really hard. And the girl in the class said, I remember Robin said the little song that I sang. And so this camaraderie, this new family that God gave me was just that, my new family. And we mentored each other and we quizzed each other. And so this is what I'm saying is one of the 3 things you have to have. Number one, I think what the overarching picture I'm saying is that you have to have perseverance. You have to be willing to come back. If I could place a subtitle to this RN to clerk, from failure to passing, and that failure was my greatest strength, it would be the comeback kid. You got to keep coming back in this thing, y'all. I'm talking real. So I came back, we studied, but there was another pitfall. As things got harder, I failed. They continued on, and I was kicked out of nursing school. This went a little longer. It's 9 minutes, 26 seconds. Please share, click, and subscribe. It's going to change your life, family. To God be the glory. I'll see you in the next episode. Peace.